Welcome to Atlanta Tarot. This is the tarot forecast for Gemini for the month of July, including late June 2026. So welcome, Gemini. We are currently in the zodiac sign of Cancer. So we're dealing a lot this 4 weeks with emotional stuff, for positive or for negative. So, you know, things could rise to the top with in the emotional field and make you feel quite uncomfortable, or they may just run right over you and just go, oh my god, this is amazing, yada yada yada. So it's all about emotions, as Cancerians belong to the element of water, so we're very much in that sphere for the next 4 weeks. Okay, you are in the second house of value, so everything that you place value on, money, finances, all of it comes under the microscope this 4 weeks. So you have 4 of Wands as your energy around. So this encompasses family and home. So this value will be really important to you this month, whether you're renovating or whether you're with doing things with family, helping family, or just spending time with family. Everything to do with your home and your family, it's really important for you. So says the 4 of Wands. So very interesting, especially in value and especially in the time of Cancer, which is emotion. So emotions run high with family and home. Okay, where you are right now. King of Pentacles, so the father card, the mentor card. It's a really nice card actually, and it reminds us a lot of our fathers and people like that who have been in our life a long time, or maybe they have passed to the next world, but still their influence remains very strong to us. Not all of us, obviously, but then there's other kind of male mentors, strong, silent types, as the King of Pentacles. So he's very much front and centre, and because we're talking, the energy around is about home and family, I would suggest it's your father or somebody in the family that really is a person that you can rely on for, you know, even if he doesn't say very much, the very few words that he does of advice he does give you are very poignant, so take them. So let's see why he's here, what's brought him into the mix this 4 weeks with the influencer or the challenger, which will resonate with the rest of the reading. 7 of Pentacles. So looking back, having a stop, having a rest along the way, along the road that we have to move forward on, and just turning around and having a look at how much and how far we have come and how much we have accomplished. And that is the 7 of Pentacles. It's always very important to try and see the bigger picture that we have created. Now, if you feel like you haven't, well, there's always time to recreate or create things for yourself, like putting in to get out kind of energy. But especially this crossing this King of Pentacles, or this mentor sort of male energy, is really important because we're looking, you know, at family and home. So just remember that. Always look back and look at your achievements and take them on board. And especially even that father figure or that mentor would say, well, look what you've already created. You know, what's wrong with you? Come on. See your self-worth for your own worth. Okay, let's go into the background and see what's been hovering around and still is hovering today. Still carrying weight is 6 of Swords. So moving to a better place. So this sort of says to me that things have been quite tumultuous so far. You could even go back to 1st of January to look at this. Things have been very tumultuous, but now you're going out of the tumultuous waters into the smooth sailing sort of energy. So you're getting on top of what has been quite heavy, I would say, which is really great in a way. And sometimes when things have been so devastating. When we get a bit of a breeze and we just cruise for a while, it's like a relief, isn't it? Because when you're in that tumult, you feel like this is just going on and on. I'm sure you can key into what that means to yourselves individually. Okay, so cruising along at the moment is the energy, having a bit of a good old breathe. Recent influences, and we have the Hierophant, so first big card of the reading. So he is your moral compass. That is all of us. We have our moral compass. We know what's right and we know what's wrong, and we know when we've verged onto the wrong. We know it. Even people that have done terrible things, once they kind of come down to earth, they go, oh my God, I shouldn't have done that, but they did it. So it's all about how our values and how we set up our own patent, I suppose, for our own moral code of what we will accept and what we won't accept from ourselves and from our friends and from our family as well. Especially with family, it's a bit more delicate because it's like the same DNA and bloodlines and everything, so we tend to be able to forgive. So there's something in this really great to come in for you in the second house of value. This month is your moral compass that really keeps us on the right track. The lesson. 10 of Cups, feeling very fulfilled emotionally yourself, not needing someone else to pour emotion into you and say, oh yes, you're beautiful, you're fabulous, whatever. We have to do that ourselves, and then we can mirror onto somebody else, and it's a nice connection rather than expecting another connection, and whether it's platonic or romantic, to sort of fulfill us. So it's self-fulfilling really, and it is like a self-fulfilling prophecy, I suppose you'd say. And so well done, Gemini. That's a really good card to get for you in your house of value. Near future. Then we come across the Devil, feeling a bit stuck, doing things overdoing things in one way or the other. Now this could be work. It's Capricorn, so obviously most of us view Capricorns, they are workaholics in terms of how the rest of us view them. They're very much work and status, and how am I going to get, and they do get to where they want to go. But then there's always a bit of a glitch there, because it's like you're focusing too much on one thing and you're not spread out enough. You don't have, you haven't got a balance sometimes, or it's like an addiction, or it's like we're human, we all have an addiction of some type, whether it's gambling, drinking, smoking, doing things that we know really are probably, it's getting a bit out of control. But then we can pull back and sort of moderate everything, and that's when the Devil comes in and says, okay, unchain yourself from that, because even relationships, as you can see, they're chained to that tree and themselves. So there's like a codependency going on that needs to be sort of rejigged. Capricorn energy, just remember that. What's happening that you're not realising? 5 of Swords, so 5 different people all chiming in with their ideas of what you should do. This family also comes into this, because often family, they can be a bit skewed in terms of their brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers, and their opinions, and then we ask the family at the family meeting what everyone thinks, and they don't always agree. So with this one, I'm thinking you just have to keep your own counsel. Don't be casting around to ask the others what they think, because they'll just tell you what they do, and then that's no help to you either, because that's them and you are separate from them, even though you share the same bloodline and DNA. And then we go back to the lesson of self-fulfillment first, so then you wouldn't have to have these disagreements or cast around asking everyone, what would you do if? Well, it's like, well, you're jumping into the crocodile infested water a bit there, because they'll all have a different opinion. That was a horrible analogy, sorry, but it's like then things take on another turn, which is probably not good. Okay, so just remember that that's what's happening, you're not realising. So there's something, you're all on a different page in terms of something. So it's best yet to just go, okay, say nothing. Just do what you know your moral compass tells you to do. How others see you, this will be interesting, always is. Judgment. So karmic debt is cleared. So karmic debt is exactly what it is. It's karma that you have accumulated, and especially with family members or close friends, work people, where there's been an event which has been absolutely quite horrendous in one way or the other, and everyone's dealing with it in their own way. But here you get the debt paid, so it's like you can sort of sort it and go, okay, we've done that, we've sorted it out, now we get a fresh clean slate. So it's like we pay a bill and it's done. It no longer hangs in our head. Karmic debt is with people, obviously. So actions and consequences, basically. So you have a clean slate. You have cleared your karmic debt, and that's how people see you, especially in your family. Beautiful card. Okay, positive feelings, and we have the Eight of Swords, giving your personal power away. Well, does this not fit in with this home and family energy we've got here? As yes, okay, I'll do that, I'll go along with you, and then you think, oh, I knew I shouldn't have done that. It just rankled, it made me feel uncomfortable, but then again, you were the one that said, I'll do this. Or it's sort of being people-pleasing in a way, but because you feel like guilty if you don't. But when this comes in, the Eight of Swords, it's like, well, you know, just, no, I'm sorry, I can't do it this week, but maybe next week. It's just really putting your values in front of everyone else's sometimes, and there are dynamics in families and things too where you sort of feel like you have to, and then you're left with a sinking feeling of, why did I even say I'd go? I should have stayed at home and read a book. That kind of energy. But you're feeling positive, so that's good. Okay, Gemini, let's move on to the final outcome. Very interesting reading, by the way. And then we have the Four of Pentacles, so hanging on rather than letting go. But this is a family, this is very much family, old family sort of stuff that we try. It's like, I can't even think of a description of this card, but it's like we all have these things from way back that we sort of hang on to, or it's our sort of shadow side where we just feel not good enough, or we're still hanging on to a boyfriend we had back in, 1993 or something like that, where we just can't seem to let go of it, but it's intrinsic to do so because it frees you up. So I call that card the Four of Pentacles. It's like the past life card. We all come in with this some kinds of energies and connections with people that we just can't seem to drop. And we know they were negative or they're toxic or whatever they were, but there was something there that really still runs true. That's the only way I can really explain it. I hope that helps. But that is the Four of Pentacles. And another analogy of the Four of Pentacles is the miser card. It's like people that just save and save and save, and they just frugal, but they just keep looking at the money, and they're obsessed with money, and that equalises their security. That's another meaning of it. So it's been a bit miserly with your and not letting go of things that you know you should, or just putting them to rest. Thanks so much for listening. Please like, subscribe and comment and help me grow this channel, and thank you very much as usual for listening.